We're two. I have a brother who he's gay, and I'm lesbian, so we were both homosexuals, and we didn't have the same life at all regarding our parents and education, because my parents, they got divorced when my brother was like not even a year old, so he never grew up with my father. I did, and I like consciously lived the divorce, the separation, and my brother, he didn't experience the same thing, but although he's gay. Maybe that speaks for the genetic part of the being homosexual. Yeah. So clearly it has a link with our parents, if there is a genetic part, because we share the same genes. I think being homosexual was like in me really early, but I didn't notice it, and because I wasn't aware of what was homosexuality, you know. Yeah, I had a quite understanding family, and that's how I think I was also so aware of myself and my needs, because I was always like trained to embrace myself, to don't feel guilty about things. I'm telling you all that because I remember a funny story. My mother told it to me, and she said, like, when I was a really little girl, I didn't want to wear dresses or skirts or any girly clothes. I was always rejecting. As soon as I began to understand what it was, I was always saying, no, I don't want a skirt, I don't want a dress, I want the pants, I want the t-shirt. And my mother and my father had a fight once that I don't remember, and because my mother was giving me pants and t-shirts and whatever I wanted to wear, and my father once said, yeah, you're gonna make her a lesbian. You're gonna make a lesbian out of her if you continue dressing her like that. And this fight I don't remember, and I don't even remember this period because I was really, really young. I think I was 3 or 4 years old. From 0 to 18 years old, also. Yeah. I was really quite hyperactive. I was always playing outside. I was always coming back with bruises, scars, and bleeding from somewhere. Or I was kind of a hustler, no, but I was like active, and I didn't want to wear a dress or a skirt because it was ridiculous for me to go and ride a bike with a dress or with a skirt, or it was ridiculous to me having rollerblades and a skirt. I mean, to climb on trees, to dig holes, to play in the water, to make everything was like a lot easier when you had pants and a t-shirt, and it was like just smart logic to me. I was like maybe 10 years old or something. A friend of my mother's, she gave me a gift for my, I think it was a present for my birthday. She offered me a skirt. And obviously I was not happy about this gift, and I just put the skirt in front of my room door, and I made a little sign that I taped to my door, and it was written, please wipe your feet before coming in. Regarding my homosexuality, I guess I had like this tomboy thing in the early years, so everybody saw me as a tomboy. I had my first ever boyfriend. I was 14 years old, I think. Yeah, it was more because everyone had a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and I was telling myself, why not? And this guy, we were together for a year, I think, and yeah, it was quite funny because for the others we were like a solid couple, you know. We could go through anything. People would believe we will stay together forever, you know. For a year or so, yeah, we stayed together, and I think I chose him because he was like kind of a friend, a good friend, and I thought he was like quite pretty, but I told myself that maybe I'm in love with him. And for all this year we were together, and it was really the year of where everybody just met someone, got into a couple and lost their virginity, but it never happened between us. I mean, sexual activities, yes, but not proper heterosexual sex. I mean, no penetrative stuff. But yeah, the penetrative stuff, I think I could have done it, but it just didn't happen, and I think it's for the best. We broke up with most certainly because we wouldn't have sex. I think it was the reason for him to dump me. I was not even really sad. It was end of the 9th grade, and then this summer, the same summer, I met a girl, and we were like best friends from the first time we saw each other. And it was like really love at first sight. It was like my really best friends. We would hang out every day together. We would go to each other's place to sleep. We would listen to punk music. We were like really into punk music. And like we left our parents' houses to go in a squat to sleep for 3 days, and it was really funny. I mean, we told our parents we were leaving. My friend, like shortly after, she told me that she had to move. Her parents were leaving, and they were leaving to go to Paris. And I was like really devastated. It was like really the worst thing that could happen to me. And so I wrote her a letter. It was written on that letter, it was written, I really don't want to sound like a crazy lesbian obsessive girl, but really I like you and I don't want you to leave. And that's really funny because I had absolutely no idea of what a lesbian was. We had absolutely nothing physical between us, not even kissing or... I think that was the first really big heartbreak I had. The revelation about me being a lesbian was between 16 and 17. Anyway, I had 4 really good friends, and once I had a dream, I was in a bar with those friends, and one of them kissed me. I just woke up in the morning, it was like kind of strange. What the hell, what happened in this dream? I just kissed. That's not normal. I was asking myself, why did it happen and why did it feel so good? Suddenly I had like the urge to kiss this girl in real life. The first sexual urge in my life. It was like I was just in front of her and I was like, I have to kiss her. I have to kiss her. It's obsessing me now. I have to kiss her. And it was like really intense. And still I wasn't really aware of what it was, but I was physically attracted by this girl, and it was a so strong feeling. And it was just my conscious opening to what desire was. So from this event, I had questions about my desire. Yeah, I looked at my past and I looked at my past relationships and I was like, okay, I think I love girls. So I knew what was gay sex, I knew what was heterosexual sex, but I didn't know what was lesbian sex because it's like quite invisible in the society. So I didn't know what it was, so I bought a book that's the lesbian sex rule, and it was like so informative, and it was a book written by a bunch of lesbian feminists in San Francisco, and it was like 50 years ahead of what I was, you know. It was talking about nipple stimulation, clitoris stimulation, anal stimulation, BDSM, safer sex, community living, and it was like a whole new world. I was like, wow, does that exist in real life? I was like, where is San Francisco? I must go there. And I must go talk to these people. And then I was saying to myself, so if there is a lesbian community, obviously, because this book exists and lesbian obviously exists, so I have to look for it in my own town. So that brought me to internet, and that brought me to forums and websites and etc. And yeah, there from website to website, then I was aware there was a club in Lausanne. I was aware there was a bar. So and then I met my first girlfriend online, and then we eventually ended up together. Yeah, it took like a couple of months before my mother was aware I was a lesbian. Yes, one night I came back from sports. It was a game evening, and we lost. And so we smoked pot after the match. And then I came home and I was basically high, and I was eating the lasagna out of the plate. And my mother, she came to me and she said, this girl, she's not a friend, she's your girlfriend, right? And then I just burst out laughing because I didn't know what to do, and I was high and couldn't stop laughing. And my mother, she said, that's not funny, I'm having a talk with you now, so stop laughing, tell me if it's true or not. And I said, yeah, it's true, she's my girlfriend. And yeah, my mother said, yeah, it's okay for you to have a girlfriend, but I'm really disappointed because you didn't tell me. And but I think it was quite a shock also for her. I think for 2 months she was not very comfortable with the idea, even though she wouldn't say anything to me. She just said, yeah, this girl, I don't like her because you cry too much. And I was like, it's so fucking nice, your mother telling you that, yeah, I don't like this girl because you cry too much. And it was really nice. It was her way telling us it was okay. She was supportive with that. But I knew that she thought about it, that she did something wrong, because we ended up homosexual, both of us. From my first girlfriend to my wife now, I've always had this openness about sex, because like before having sex I was reading all those stuff, and it was not porn, and it was not just chit-chat around the corner. It was really a book, documented book written by lesbians in San Francisco, and it was really a serious book. And so I went on trying, and I was like, oh, do you want maybe do this or that? And my girlfriends, they were like, are you crazy? What are you talking about? And yeah, it's written on the book. Just take it, read it. It's written here. We can do that, and it's okay. It's not pervert. It's like it's sex between women. We must know that. And then I met my wife. She's my wife now, but at first we just met for sex. I had put a little ad on a website, and on the ad I said, do you want to meet me for a drink, maybe 2, for a night, maybe 2, or 3 or 4, but clearly not for a relationship. And okay, if you are okay with that, just mail me. And then I received a mail, and her mail said, hi, I just read your profile. I was wondering, are you serious? And I said, yeah. You cannot be more serious than me. I mean, I don't want to seem rude, but I'm looking to fulfill some desires and some needs and some things that make me happy, and I'm just stating it in front of everybody, so I don't want to fake something. Yeah, and my wife, she said, okay, so let's have a drink, and if you think I'm nice, I think you're nice, then we go further and have sex together. And I said, no, I have no time for drinks, because having a drink makes me feel like we are flirting, and I'm not flirting with anybody. I'm having sex. We can meet at the bus stop near my place or near your place, and if at the bus stop you don't feel like you want to sleep with me, okay, so you say, oh no, I'm sorry, and I take the next bus and I go home. And she was like, oh, she's a bit extreme. But then it was okay, and now she's my wife. And now we're legally married. I'm happily married since like nearly 2 years, and we are together 5 years. We barely ever fight, except for the house cleaning.